In this video, guys, I want to share with you how 5,000 Warm Arrow, 5,000 gems changed my free-to-play account. Making that one simple decision actually pushed my progression quite a bit and enabled me to defeat content that I was not able to defeat because the lack of damage was a real thing on my free-to-play account. If you guys watched the previous video that I dropped on the free-to-play account talking about progression, sharing a lot of things with you, you probably remember that I was stuck on stage 19 on the Grave of Curse, on the Grave of Wrath, and that is mainly because my characters did not have enough firepower to kill the bosses in time. It's not because I was not able to survive, it's not because I had only trash characters on the account or anything like that, but not having the right key damage dealer for any of my teams was actually a real pain point. My Psychic Core is more or less the same like a few days ago. Maybe I've got one more level into the damage reduction or something like that, but it's not like, oh my god, the Psychic Core made all of the changes for my account, because that is literally not the case. So, if you guys remembered, we had basically this entire conversation in this video where we kind of like discussed about my big decision of heading over to the store and picking one of these freaking chests. I kind of like walked you through the process, why I do not want to pick the elemental specific pack, even though I could have gotten lucky and maybe get something else better than what I've got. But I was very tempted to pick Ivelios, okay? I was like, I'm gonna get Ivelios, I'm gonna get my Dauntless team to the next level because I have all of the pieces, right? I am maining Dauntless on my free-to-play account with Nasty Jenka. But then I was like, you know what? On the last 100 miles, I'm lacking damage in this, in that, and I can fix it by selecting one character, okay? And what I've done, I actually went in and picked up Premca, okay? I got Premca from that selected chest. I saved the 5k gems. I was like, no, I'm not going to keep them for another exclusive banner, because if I need to wait 2, 3, 4, 5 more weeks till the right banner comes out, I'm just going to be gated. I won't be able to progress in a lot of content. So in today's video, I want to share with you how these 5,000 gems actually changed my account. So let's start with the dungeons that I was not able to defeat before. And it's not like I've brought in some crazy characters or anything like that, except the one missing piece, which was Premca. I tried doing this boss with Frost characters, but because my Psychic Core is not at a very high level, I was not able to defeat this boss with my regular Frost team, even though I had the best possible damage gear that I had available on my account. Maxed talents and all the crazy things, they were not able to kill the boss on stage 20, okay? And I'm talking about good builds. I'm talking about builds like this one, okay? Full mythical gear. I'm talking about good attack, good crit rate, good crit damage, good artifacts. Because I do have 4 mythical artifacts on top of the free ones, which should actually give me a bit of an extra advantage. But trying it with Vidimir, trying it with other characters, they were just not pulling it off. And the boss was usually left with around 10, 15, 20% HP based on the RNG. And it all has to do at the end of the day with the fact that my Psychic Core is not at max level or close to max level for those elemental affinities. If that was close to the max level, to tier 6, tier 7, it would have been a piece of cake with the characters that I had before. But in order to get to that point, I still need to wait a few more weeks, which is pretty bad considering that you're going to be gated for all of that time with stage 20 on dungeons, which should drop more mythical pieces. So that's why I decided to pick Premca. So all I've done, I moved the gear from my Shelter, which is the damage dealer from my Dauntless team, which deals derivative damage. I used, of course, the Vile Ink on her, because that will boost the derivative damage. And just check out the difference. I'm gonna see if I have any food left to pop on them to give them a bit of more attack. I actually need to go and get some more food sorted out. Necrotic damage, 3%. Let's get at is going to be more than fine. Now, this is the skill timing that I have on my team for whoever is curious. No skill timing on Premza, no skill timing on Urzilas. I do have my Viniara with the Witch's Remains. She's really not reliable to apply the defense down. One of the main things that I kind of like prefer with the Frost team is that you can always throw that on a character like Rava to apply the defense down. Is going to be way more consistent. But unfortunately, the lack of damage was really causing me issues versus these bosses. Not to mention the huge damage boost that I'm going to get versus the Continental Challenge bosses, versus the Planar Expedition Alliance boss. Just overall more damage in all of the content just by taking one decision of picking Premza instead of Ivelios. I could have brought in Ivelios. The problem was that if I wanted to do the Grave of Wrath with Dauntless, I would have had to use a completely different strategy where I'm not able to make the invisibility strategy and the boss cannot devour any of my units. Then I would have required a much better cleanser, and I would have probably struggled to complete a 5-man Elemental Affinity team to give me that damage boost that I actually need and survivability to make sure I will be able to defeat that stage 12 without a hassle. But if you are paying attention at this run, at the damage, we are absolutely demolishing this boss. I know it's not a speed run, but hey, I am talking about a free-to-play account where not all of my characters are scrolled and all that stuff. Now, thankfully, I did have scrolls available, and I did scroll my Premza because it was like a no-brainer. It's basically the key to open the doors to my progression, right? So I've done it. And I just want to basically share all of this info with you guys because I know a lot of you might be in a similar situation where you're just missing one key champion. Now, the whole idea is that the game really pushes you towards Necros and Frost characters at the beginning of the season. Actually, throughout the entire season 1, that is what you're getting the most. You're getting 2 Frost legendary characters, 2 Ice characters, right? Viniara, Urian, plus you're getting a lot of epic ones. You're getting a lot of Necro legendaries. So the game is pushing you towards this. And it's just normal to gravitate towards them because we're already building these characters from the beginning for progression. We're putting scrolls in them. We're heavily investing in these characters. So it made more sense for me, and probably it will make more sense for a lot of you guys as well, to basically lean towards Necro or Ice when you're using that selector. I could have picked Oster, for example, which would have solved some issues as well. But the reason why I haven't done that is because I just got Drist for freaking free. I want to use Drist, right? So that's why I decided to go with Premza, because I felt like she was going to be the one that was going to give me the best value, the best return on my free-to-play account. So that is my Grave of Curse team. I've showed you the skill timing, you've seen the artifacts, you've seen the gear sets that I have on them. That, if we're going to head on to the Grave of Wrath, that was actually even more challenging because I was barely doing any damage versus this boss, okay, which is pretty damn crazy. It does have a much higher HP, if I remember it correctly. But the other problem was the fact that even though I was running Frost in here to beat stage 19, so Vidimir and Rava, they were getting the job done on stage 19 without a problem. If I was going to stage 20, I could have given them whatever freaking food I had available to boost their stats. They were still not cutting it in, okay? And if I was intending to bring in Dauntless, this strategy would not work anymore. And I would need heavy cleansers. I would need basically very crazy damage to make sure I'm freeing my characters when the boss is devouring my tank. But with this strategy, the boss cannot devour any of our characters. So this is the these are the builds basically that I have on them. You do not need to use this on her. You can actually, if you have enough survivability, probably now I should have enough survivability, I could bring in another damage dealer, right? And I could bring in a Joyce in here That's what I was running before for the Necro, Joyce or Zadok with Easytarian, but they were not pulling it off. So, skill timing, as you guys can probably notice, very, very important to keep it spot on as it is, because that will enable you to actually ensure that the boss will never debuff you. He will never devour your characters. Now, in this fight, or more or less they have the same HP, the Grave of Curse and this one. But in this fight with the Necros, it's extremely hard for me to bring in, for example, defense down. And as you guys can probably notice, I have no defense down in this fight. But I am still able to defeat the boss without it. Now, as I was mentioning, the one thing I could potentially do is bring in Zadok instead of the healer and give him Witch's Remains to apply defense down. That will probably speed up the run. The only problem why I have Estelle in here, or Estrella, like the beer, is the fact that the boss uses these skills with random hits, okay? Selects a random target, deals a lot of damage, and he could potentially kill one of my units. So in order to basically counter that issue that I was having, I had to bring in an extra support character to heal right before or right after the boss starts proccing that skill, which will enable us to get the healing back on quick. And like this, the boss is not able to kill any of my characters. So that was very, very important for me when I was trying to climb all the way up to stage 20. I was not able to defeat stage 20 previously because I had a huge lack of damage. But even now, as you guys can probably notice, we still have well over half of the time remaining. And we took down way more than 50% of the HP on the boss. Now, before using Premsa, Easytarian used to be the main GOAT, the main damage dealer for my account on the Necro element, because he always used to have the highest damage output. But if you're paying attention now to Premsa and to his damage output, Premsa is always almost tripling that damage, which just shows you how freaking powerful it is to bring in that right unit that glues them all together. Like, look at the damage. We have 2 million HP left and almost 2 minutes left out of the run. That healing is still proccing in on all of my team to ensure that the boss won't randomly kill any of my characters. And I could potentially speed this up, as I was saying, by dropping that Stella and bringing in Zadok to apply defense down. The reason why I prefer Zadok is because he will be a Necro character, a summoner, which will enhance the bird to do even more damage and have better survivability. And it has a triple hitter on the ultimate skill in a straight line that does have a chance to apply defense down with the Witch's Remains or Crown of the Unclean, whatever artifact you guys might be using. So now we are able to consistently farm this in 2 minutes and 46 seconds. Hell, we actually got the best time right now while we were doing the video. Then, another thing that will really boost my damage, at least I'm expecting it to happen, I haven't tried it yet, but we're gonna see it right now, is going versus the Talender boss. So if you guys remember, previously, I was doing 40 million damage. I think it was 40 million damage. So this used to be my team before. Now, right now, I can actually change this. I can bring it in like this, and I can drop one of these characters. Now, one thing that I should check before I'm doing that, of course, is have a look which one has the better damage output. Is it Zadok or is it Joyce? So based on that, I'll decide who I'm going to drop out of the team. Now, based on my previous experience with the game and all of the years playing the games, or years, all of the seasons, months, because it was almost 1 year, Joyce almost always surprised me. He always used to do more damage than Zadok. And as you guys can probably notice, you can actually easily see right there that we are literally doing way more than double. We're actually about to triple the damage that Zadok does with Joyce. So that makes it very simple for me. I'm going to do one quick run with this team just to show you basically the damage. It was in between 30 to 40 million. If you guys watched the video where I was talking about the continental bosses, showing you my free-to-play teams and stuff, you probably saw that was 30 to 40. Now, this time around, we got 48. We've upgraded the gear since last time. We've got that Godly Piece from the Forge event, and we upgraded the Psychic Core. So that is 48 million damage, which is better than what we previously had. Now, if I'm going to drop one of these characters from the team, so let me just quickly see, was it this one right here? I'm going to do edit lineup. I do not need Zadok in the team, but I can bring in Premca. So I am extremely curious to see what type of damage I'm going to get from her. So I'm going to go to the Rot team. I'm going to go and basically sync this Necro Talendor. I know some of the gear will be equipped on a Joyce, but that's fine. I'm going to give him a few different pieces. So I'm going to head back onto here. I'm going to quickly load it up. And then I'm going to head on to Joyce. Where is he hiding? Right there. And I'm going to give him a couple of different good pieces that I have available instead. Assuming that I will have something decent to replace those two pieces that I just removed. So this is one of the options. This could be one of the options to give me a bit of more survivability. That's what I had on him before. And it seems like the best option would be the one that I have right here. Then we can look for a weapon. That's on him. That's on her right there. And even though I might not have the perfect one, this right here gives me some survivability. Okay, I can definitely consider that piece. Not perfect by any means, but at least it seems to be decent. Maybe this will give me more crit. Let's see. No, it's completely dodging the crit, so I'm actually going to get rid of that. Now, one thing that I'm quickly going to do is I'm going to try to temper it with more attack. 4%, I'll take that, whatever. Wait. Why is it not being displayed? Let's get some... Actually, we have... Oh, it's not being displayed because... Tempering result not saved. Apply the current result. Yes, whatever that was. It did save the attack, okay. Or maybe I had it and I was just blind and I haven't noticed it. Either way, we're going to go and do some crit rate here. Maybe the ones that I've just rolled before, they actually rolled lower and that's what happened. So now with Premca in the team, I still do not have full talents on all of these characters. I'm not using the boxes on them because I need to use them on different ones. I'm going to store this build so I have them up and running. I'm going to check the skill timing because I want to make sure that Premca will be able to basically go after, not before. So we need a defense down to proc in. So we're going to put her like that. And I'm going to bring her to 18 seconds as well. So let's put 13.5 instead. Now, if I'm going to do a quick run, either we're going to get smacked by bad RNG, either we're going to have quite a bit of a huge damage boost. Because Premca, she will be the top damage dealer in the team now versus Zadok. 63 million. So we just got from 48 to 63. So that's a 15 million damage boost, right? Unless my math sucks. And we managed to basically have a much better result overall. Now, it's not 100 million, they're not 200 million damage, but one character having such a big impact on your account, I think is really important, right? So as I was saying, try to look at those chests as well. You might be free to play, you might be a low spender, heck, you might be a Kraken, and you might be unsure on what to select. Now, of course, the event for me ended, okay? I have no option to select any of the chests. That's on for 30 days, if I remember it correctly. So no chance to basically have them available again. But a lot of you guys did not start playing the game only after I did. A few days after, a week, 2, 3. Maybe you just started playing today, heck. So keep an eye on this. Even as free to play, getting one of these chests is extremely important. Yes, I could have saved the 5,000 gems, the 50 Heliolite dice for a exclusive banner and get a second exclusive at some point. But till then, I was going to be bricked, okay? Not to mention that she will help my fate progression. She will help my progression overall everywhere. Now, it really depends what character you're picking based on your account. But I've took the decision based on what the game gives us and basically taking into consideration the missing piece that I had on my free-to-play account. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, as usual, do not forget, smash a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.